Well, after hundreds of thousands of Central Ohioans are left without power, the hottest days of the year, so energy experts are concerned these outages are going to keep happening unless certain problems are fixed.
NBC4's Jamie Ostroff spoke with an OSU professor who studies the power grid. Jamie, what can you tell us?
Well, Abdallah Shafidazeh researches where our grid is the most vulnerable and how to improve upon those problems. I asked him if he was surprised by Tuesday's widespread power outages. He said he was not.
We still don't know exactly why hundreds of thousands of AEP customers were left in the dark this week. The utility has said the outages were intentional to protect the grid following strong storms Monday night. Abdallah Shafidazeh studies how to keep things like this from happening. He says the outages were fairly predictable.
Extreme heat impacts the power grid infrastructure in multiple ways. It impacts the generation of electricity by reducing the availability to cool water bodies that are required to cool down the plants.
Stress on the grid plus increased demand from running air conditioning means outages are bound to happen. Not to mention the aging infrastructure.
A good portion of this system was designed and built in 1950s and 1960s with a design life of about 50 years. And now we have clearly exceeded that design lifetime.
Shafidazeh says building a more resistant grid would be extremely expensive, but there are more affordable things that can be done.
Our research in my lab at Ohio State showed that, for example, with the same amount of resources that would be required using current practices, we could improve resilience by over 30%.
In other words, instead of doing routine maintenance on every part of the grid, Shafidazeh recommends targeting parts of the grid that need maintenance the most. But he says utilities don't have the tools in place to put that approach to work.
So it sounds to me from what you're saying like we can expect to see more of these outages in the future unless something is fixed.
That is unfortunately true.
Now, to get to the bottom of exactly what happened at AEP this week, the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio will conduct what is called an after-action report. This is standard procedure after any major outage, but one state agency says that is not enough. I'll tell you what they are asking for on NBC4 at 6. Jennifer.
All right, Jamie.